Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that a single investment giant has stakes in thousands of the companies you interact with every day. The bank that holds your money. The company that powers your phone. The store where you buy groceries. Even the businesses inside your retirement account. Sounds like the plot of a financial thriller. But for millions of people, it's a very real question. Who really owns America? And why does one name keep appearing in that conversation? BlackRock. To understand the debate, we need to go back. Long before social media theories. Long before headlines questioned financial power. And long before BlackRock became a household name. The story begins with investing. Because investing changed the modern world. It allowed ordinary people to own small pieces of giant companies. Factories. Railroads. And eventually, global corporations. But owning individual stocks wasn't easy. It required research. Time. And often, a lot of money. So, Wall Street created something new? A way to own many companies at once. Index funds. Simple. Cheap. And incredibly powerful. And nobody understood that opportunity better than BlackRock. Founded in 1988, the company started as a risk management business. But it quickly grew into something much bigger. Year after year, more investors trusted BlackRock with their money. And as assets grew, so did its influence. Millions became billions. Billions became trillions. Until BlackRock became the largest asset manager on Earth, managing more money than the economies of many countries. That's when people started paying attention. But here's the important distinction. Managing money is not the same as owning it. Most of the assets BlackRock oversees belong to clients. Pension funds, retirement accounts, universities, and millions of everyday investors. Still, the size of those investments creates enormous reach, because money has a way of opening doors. And influence often follows capital. Then came the financial crisis of 2008, one of the most devastating economic collapses in modern history. Banks failed. Homes were lost. And millions of families saw their savings disappear. Governments scrambled to understand the damage. And surprisingly, one firm was repeatedly called for help: BlackRock. Not because it caused the crisis, but because it had become one of the world's leading experts in understanding financial risk. As the financial system unraveled, governments needed answers. They needed to know what assets were worth, which institutions were at risk, and how deep the crisis really went. BlackRock had something few others possessed: data, models, and an extraordinary understanding of financial markets. Suddenly, a company that most Americans had never heard of became one of the most trusted advisors in finance, and its influence expanded far beyond Wall Street. A major reason was a system called Aladdin. No, not the Disney character. Aladdin is a powerful financial risk management platform. It analyzes enormous amounts of market data every day, helping investors understand potential risks before they become disasters. Think of it as an air traffic control system for money. Watching thousands of financial flights move through the global economy, searching constantly for turbulence, and warning investors before a collision occurs. That technology became one of BlackRock's biggest advantages. But technology alone isn't why people talk about BlackRock. The real debate centers on influence. When a firm owns shares in thousands of companies, it gains a voice in corporate governance. That voice can help shape important decisions. Board appointments, executive compensation, and long-term business strategy. For some observers, that's simply responsible investing. For others, it's a sign that financial power has become too concentrated. But BlackRock doesn't operate in isolation. It's part of a much larger financial ecosystem. An ecosystem that stretches across technology, healthcare, banking, and housing. Industries that touch nearly every aspect of modern life. When housing becomes less affordable, when healthcare costs keep climbing, when younger generations struggle to build wealth, people start searching for explanations. They want to know who benefits, who makes the decisions, and who should be held accountable. Those questions are larger than any single company. Yet one name keeps appearing in the conversation, because BlackRock has become a symbol of concentrated financial power. And for many people, symbols are easier to understand than systems, especially when those systems feel invisible. That's where public perception enters the story. Social media accelerated the debate. Some posts raised legitimate concerns. Others pushed claims far beyond the evidence. But beneath all the noise lies a genuine question. How much influence should any institution have over society? At what point does economic influence become political influence? And how transparent should that influence be? These aren't conspiracy theories. They're questions that democracies around the world continue to wrestle with. But here's what often gets overlooked. Behind giant asset managers are millions of ordinary people. Teachers saving for retirement. Firefighters planning for the future. And families investing through pension funds and index funds. The money being managed doesn't belong to BlackRock. It doesn't belong to BlackRock. It belongs to clients. Which makes the story far more complicated than many headlines suggest. The real challenge is separating influence from ownership, and separating facts from assumptions. Because modern finance wasn't designed to be simple. It's a web of institutions, investors, markets, and incentives. A system built over decades, and one that continues to evolve every year. Understanding that system is more important than fearing it. So who really owns America? The answer isn't one company. The answer isn't one company. It's a vast network of investors, institutions, governments, and businesses, each influencing the other, and together shaping the world we live in. BlackRock became the face of a much larger conversation, a conversation about power, transparency, and accountability. Questions that will only become more important in the years ahead. Because as money flows through markets, so does influence. And influence, whether visible or invisible, shapes outcomes. The most powerful forces are often the ones hiding in plain sight. And perhaps that's the real BlackRock question.